Hey guys, how you doing? Today is Tuesday, April 22nd. I'm just working on stuff for the kids' school. Tomorrow Thursday is International Day at school. So I had to do something to do with Canada. Kerrigan's teacher asked me if I could do something with the kids. Now I have to teach them what the country name is. I think we can cover that pretty quickly. The continent, the capital city, the currency, official languages, famous sites and landmarks, and interesting facts. And I had to do some sort of activity with them, and they're going around in groups of 8, I think, and rotating every few minutes. So I came up with a bingo game. You can print these off. Let me see what site I did in case you guys are in the same boat and have to do this at some point. Let's see. Oh, no, sorry. It's, what website is it here? It's DLTK, Growing Together. I don't know what is the site? Oh. DLTK. Okay, what does that stand for, people? Tell me what it means. I have no idea. Anyway, you just go on and there's like different bingo cards. You can pick Christmas, you can pick Easter, you can pick countries, whatever. So I did Canada, and I did, I wanted a 5-letter word for the top, so Bryn suggested maple. And then as you print them, they all print out randomly. Yeah, okay, that's random. I looked, I was like, it's the same thing at the top. But it prints out the random things, and then you have a call sheet that you can print out. So I did that. And then our markers for the bingo is, of course, going to be Canadian pennies, which are no longer in existence. Canada, I think last year, got rid of the penny. So they just, the stores and stuff just round everything to the nearest nickel, I guess? I don't know. So that's tomorrow. I got to go help out with that. And I wanted to show you something I discovered about a week ago. I'll insert that here.
Does everyone remember Miss Kiwi? Kiwi had some babies. We're still over in the churchyard. She's got 7 little babies. How cute is that? And yes, I would like to take one home. And yes, my husband would kill me if I did. Aren't they cute? And there's a big old kitty cat sitting right there. Kiwi's pretty protective.
So that's Miss Kiwi. She has babies. She had about, I think 8 or 9 when I first saw her. And I think there the other day she was maybe at about 7, I can't remember. And then, yeah, the other day she didn't look like she had too many with her. And the other day when I saw the cat, like, sitting there, I'm like, oh, that's not good. Bryn wanted to gather up all the chickens and bring them here for her to raise them. And I was like, no, I'm not going through the chicken thing again. Peach, yesterday we go... I go to get the kids at school, and I come home, we get out of the car, we had to get some groceries. We opened the back door, and she jumped in the car. So, anyway, and she was actually eating some crumbs in the back seat, so I should just, like, let her loose in the car there for a while and clean it up for me. What else is going on? Last Friday, the 18th, was Mom and Dad's, it would have been Mom and Dad's 50th wedding anniversary, so... I ended up sending Dad a card. Now, I looked online, like, what do you do in that situation? Because Mom passed away almost 4 years ago, and what do you do? And people said, well, it's not like the person's forgot that, you know, their spouse isn't with them any longer. So it's nice to acknowledge it. So, I believe Annette gave him a card, and then I sent him a card. So yeah, they would have been married 50 years ago, or 50 years last Friday. And Friday here was kite flying day, because here on Good Friday they fly kites. So, oh God, Thursday I drove to St. George's, and it's like 45 minutes that way. So I bought some thread. I'm making little purses. So I went to go get that and came all the way back, and I remembered I had to go to the bank at that little pharmacy by the light. You should know maybe now where the light is. We only have a few traffic lights on the main stretch of road. Who is thirsty? Bella. Bella? Like the guinea pig's going to respawn. Anyway, so I pulled in because I had to go to the bank machine at that little Paget pharmacy where our fake little Dairy Queen is. And I came out and my whole bike was like fishtailing all over the place. I had a flat tire. So I was like, holy crap. So I pulled into someone's driveway and then I called Scott. I was like, help. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm like, I don't know, help me. So just like literally probably, I don't know, so many yards up the street, there was a gas station. So I pulled into the gas station, but I had to drive with both of my feet down because it was not stable. The bike was not stable at all. But I'm so glad it didn't happen way the heck out in St. George's. So I drove over to the gas station, and the distance I probably had to go was probably like the length of like a big football field, or no, probably 2 football fields. So I managed to get over to the gas station, and I was like, do you have tires? And they said, no. I'm like, okay. But then right across the street was a scooter rental place. I was like, oh, thank God. So I went over, excuse me, and they were able to give me a tube for my tire. So I just left it there that night. I was like, please don't lose my scooter. I was so scared I was going to get stolen. And so I dropped it off. They put a tube in the tire for now, but I need to get a replacement tire because the tire is like all crap. Excuse me, I'm still getting over my cold. My tire's all cracked, and Dad said it's probably because of the heat down here. So my tire's cracked, so we dropped it off, and they put a tube in, and we were due to go back on Good Friday to get it, so I was shocked they were going to even be open. So what I did was I did a videotape of some of the kite flying as Scott drove me back to get my bike the next day, and it was on Good Friday. Am I making this really confusing? It's like very long-winded story. Anyway. So went to get my bike, and we were passing by Horseshoe Bay up the road, and you could see kites. There was one, I think I show it, it's a black and white snake. This thing was massive. Like, when you left our house, you could see it in the sky. And then 5 minutes later, we were, like, under the kite, and it was massive. This thing was huge. I can't even... great big snake. Our landlords live like on the same property, so they always come up and everyone flies their kites. So I did a shot of the kites that they put out. It's old-fashioned kites. They're tissue paper kites. Everyone makes kites here. There are store-bought ones, but the tradition is to make your kite, and they sell in the stores around Easter. They sell the sticks, the string, the tissue paper, so everyone makes their own kites. And I believe there's certain styles for different parts of the island, like there's a Somerset kite and whatever. So it was cool. We didn't go to the beach or anything. The kids and I just kind of hung out. We ended up kind of just staying in the house because everyone's in our yard. We know our landlords and we know some of the people, but it's awkward for the kids because our landlords are friends with a lot of the teachers at the school, so Bryn's just like, my principal's outside. Like, it just gets weird for her. So I was like, we could just have a parent-teacher meeting, like, right here on the front lawn. So yeah, there's, like, school teachers and stuff. And so we just kind of hang out. They do their thing, because this was their house at one point, and before that was the grandparents' house. And so, so yeah, they just use the yard, and we don't care. And we're invited to participate and whatever, but we kind of just get a little antisocial and kind of hang out in the house. But anyway, so that was that day, and then Scott and I went for a walk, and when we came back from the walk, I ended up showing the kite, so I'm all out of breath in that video.
Alright, so Good Friday turned out to be a nice day. It looked earlier like it was going to rain when Scott and I were on the scooter. We just got back from a walk, but there's all the kites flying. There's 3 over there over our neighbor's house, but these ones, hang on, the sun's in my eyes so I can't see if I'm showing it to you. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all together, and this is how they're being flown. They're just tied to the bushes. So here's one of the strings. I bet it's like, oh no, it's quite loose. This one's just tied around the bush. That one's just tied around the birdhouse. They have these birdhouses all over the island. They're for the bluebirds. There's another string going over that way. I think it's tied to the tree. So once they get them up and going and they're up high enough, and they get a steady wind off of the ocean, they just leave them and they just fly until it's time to bring them down. So they're pretty cool. So that's kite day in Bermuda.
What else? So that was Friday, and then what did we do? We didn't really do anything all weekend. Easter Sunday, the kids found their eggs, and they each get a little bucket. It's like a little tin bucket with like Easter stuff on it, and they just get a couple little things. It's hard because Bryn, with her allergy, it's hard. We don't have any peanut-free candy here. There was 2 little things from, is it Jelly Bellies or whatever? You know those flavored jelly beans? They actually, there was 2 little things of those that were peanut-free, and Pez, like a Pez dispenser. Those are peanut-free, but there's no peanut-free candy here. So she gets a couple little things that she actually can have. Yeah, so that was it. And then Easter dinner, we didn't do anything. I kind of wanted to go out for dinner, and I felt bad because, like, Annette makes a turkey or they do ham or whatever, and I was like, stir-fried chicken, here we go. So I made that, and I didn't even want to eat it. I ended up having cereal. I was like, are you having cereal? I'm like, yeah, I'm having Frosted Flakes for Easter dinner. I hate my cooking so bad that I didn't want to eat it. So that was our Easter weekend. And then the kids went back to school yesterday. Canada always gets, well, East Coast Canada, I know for sure, they get Easter Monday off. So yesterday I did nothing. My desk is clear. Look at this. Whee! Because everything is out at Dockyard. I'll show you a picture of my stuff out at Dockyard. So yeah, so my stuff is out there, so I'm very excited. I don't know if anything has sold yet. I haven't been out, so hopefully. But I cleaned off my desk last week, and even, like, everyone walked out of the kitchen the other day, and they're like, oh my god, your desk is clean. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So I'm leaving it like that for a while. Now, I do have a paper trimmer because I was just doing those bingo cards. That feels like it has to go through the laminator again. I just have a Scotch laminator I got on Emu here, and then I just bought the little inserts at one point when I was up in Halifax. What was I babbling about? Stuff on my desk. Yes, I don't want to do anything. Yesterday, I didn't do anything. Like, I really didn't do any... No, okay, I did. I crocheted a little bit, but I watched TV. I FaceTimed Mariel. I FaceTimed my sister. I talked to my dad. I went to get the kids at school. Like, it was pretty much a useless day. But that's what I wanted. I've been making those things for the craft market for so long now. I just wanted a break. So now I'm just like, okay, that's done, but now I got to get back to scrapbooking. I want to make some cards for my website. Oh god, I've got stuff to do. So, but yeah, I'm just kind of taking a break this week. Like, I'm like, screw it, I'm not doing anything. I went to get the book for dummies for my manga studio. I was very excited about that. Okay, now, this is insane. Last Monday, I went to the little Bermuda bookstore that we have here, and I asked if they could get this book in. She got it in and called me Thursday. Like, from the States. I don't even know how that's possible. So, yeah, so I got my book, and it is $24.99 in the States, $29.99 in Canada, and she brought it in for me for of course, it's just a piece of paper, $28 or $28.50 or something. So I thought that was great. So I'm going to sit down at some point and figure out how to use my drawing program. I played with it a little bit last week, and then I was just trying to get stuff ready for the craft market, and then, like I said, I haven't done anything. This is a book that I picked up the other day at the barn. It's a little weird. It's John Connolly. It's called The Book of Lost Things. It's an odd book. It's like, I'll read a couple pages and I'm like, no, I'm taking it back to the barn. And then I'll read a couple, I'll be like, okay, just give it a chance. And I'll read a couple more. I'm like, oh, wow, this is like interesting and I enjoy it. And then I'll read 2 more pages and I'll be like, no, it's stupid. So I have a love-hate relationship with this book so far. But it's basically about a 12-year-old boy who just lost his mom. And he's living with his dad and he likes books and he hears the books talking to him. And it's during the war, and there's the Germans they're fighting and everything going on. He's, he can't wait to get back to school and stuff. But the books are talking, and then he keeps getting these visions of the forest, and there's scary old man he went down to the forest. And he sees the old man in his room, and then he gets up there and it's just actually a magpie bird. And so it's a whole fairy tale myth thing wrapped in with reality. It's a very odd book. But I'm kind of, I don't know, I find myself picking it up. And now he's in the woods with a woodsman, and now there's wolves coming. So, I don't know. It's very odd, but John Connolly, and he also wrote Every Dead Thing, Dark Hollow, The Killing Kind, The White Road, Bad Men, Nocturnes, and The Black Angel. God knows. Yeah. The Book of Lost Things. Everything you can imagine is real. So there you go. So that's what I'm reading right now. I'm still reading Child 44. I'm reading Mockingjay. I'm reading one of my Disney books, The Kingdom Keepers, Part 3. I'm on number 2 of a V.C. Andrews book. I've started The Gone Girl. Like, oh my god. Oh, and Game of Thrones. Like, focus! So, Kiwi has babies. The pets are good. I switched Charlie's cage. I gotta talk about this on my pet channel, but I switched her cage to bedding. It's fabulous because I haven't had to change her cage. It's getting messy now. She's a little, oh, she's having a sleep. Are you sleepy? But she goes in her litter box, so the cage doesn't get messy. Before, with the blankets and food and stuff, it would get all over the place, but with the bedding, it's fine. She still doesn't really like to touch it, because for her, that's her toilet, because I put bedding in her litter box, so now her whole cage is bedding. Is it raining? Seriously? It's raining. It's pouring rain and sunny. How is that possible? It's like sideways rain, and the sun is out. Oh no, now the sun is going. I spoke too soon. Anyway, alright. I have got to get some stuff done around the house, and I don't know if you can see it. No, it's gone. A broom fell over in the kitchen, and all 4 of us have walked past it all morning. No one's bothered to pick it up. So I gotta go tidy a little bit, and I'm gonna go get my hair done, and yeah, I gotta get back to my lace, and I have to, what else? I gotta get back to some craft stuff on my craft channel. I apologize, I will get some stuff up there soon, and once I get my Cintiq figured out, I will do a video about what that's like, and I'll do that on my craft channel. Alright, enough babbling. This stop is annoying. Okay, enough babbling for one day. I'm going, and I'll be back later. Okay.